Hello students, so continuing with Napoleon and his conquests, we will read about Napoleon and the unification of Europe. Napoleon gave France able military leadership. Under him, French armies won many victories, especially against Austria, Prussia and Russia. France thus established direct or indirect control over large parts of Europe, including present Belgium, Italy, Switzerland and Netherlands. So Napoleon gave strategic advantage to France. He also managed to align his army in such a way that the army were able to capture most of the Europe, and most of the European countries were now a part of France. France had taken over most of these countries, Spain and parts of Germany and Poland. However, Napoleon's plan of invading Britain by sea failed when the British Admiral Horatio Nelson defeated the French and their Spanish allies in the Battle of Trafalgar. Although France tried to capture most of the European country, but it was unable to establish its footing in Britain because there was an admiral called Horatio Nelson who was a very good leader, and he defeated the French and their Spanish allies in the Battle of Trafalgar. Napoleon unified the regions that he conquered by establishing uniform administration and codes of law in these regions. So Napoleon was very systematic. Whenever he used to capture a country, he used to establish a code of law in those regions. His troops spread revolutionary ideas of liberty and freedom. His troops basically, he had managed to make his troop in such a manner that they used to spread the revolutionary ideas of liberty and freedom. Thus, the reforms and ideas generated by the French Revolution were introduced outside the boundaries of France. Even the revolutionary ideas they spread also outside the boundaries of France. The people of the conquered regions welcomed these reforms and ideas. The countries who were captured by France, they welcomed these ideas and reforms. They basically accepted Napoleon's idea. These ideas in turn inspired them to unite and resist French military occupation of their lands. So these ideas were also capable in establishing these territories and being into a revolt against France with the firepower that France had. Political and administrative unification under Napoleon prepared the ground for unification movement in some part of Europe after his fall from power. So many unification political influence that Napoleon had established, he also spread it in the other parts of Europe, and these movements were the basically ground report for the some part of Europe. And after Napoleon's fall from power, fall of Napoleon in 1812, Napoleon invaded Russia. A large number of his soldiers died of cold and hunger during this campaign. Russia is such an empire that Russian Empire is very cold. Russia is one of the coldest places. There is a place in Siberia. There is a place in Russia called Siberia. Siberia is the coldest place on earth, and Russia is considered one of the coldest region in the world. So when Napoleon invaded Russia, many of his soldiers died because of the cold. His enemies now united against him and attacked France from all sides. Now his enemies were attacking France from every possible border that was available. Napoleon was forced to step down from the throne and was sent into exile to the Mediterranean island of Elba. So Napoleon was forced down from the throne because there was a growing resentment against him, and this led to his exile. Exile means he was sent from, he was taken, the power was taken away from him, and he was deported, or he was sent to some country, some place which would be suitable for him, where he would live. So exile is Mediterranean island of Elba. That's where he was sent. Napoleon soon returned to France, raised an army and recovered the throne. But Napoleon, he came back and he recovered the throne. However, in 1815 he was defeated by the British and their allies in the Battle of Waterloo in Belgium. This time he was exiled to the island of Saint Helena in the Atlantic Ocean. He died there in 1821. The second time also he was defeated by Britain and sent to island of Saint Helena, and he died there in 1821. Nationalist movements spread across Europe in Poland, Greece, Germany, and Italy. The German unification movement was led by Otto von Bismarck, and the Italian unification movement by Giuseppe Garibaldi and Giuseppe Mazzini in 1870 and 1871. The nationalist movements continued into the 20th century and spread over the whole world. So these were the nationalists. So after his Napoleon's fall, some nationalist movements started happening, and these spread to other parts of the world. So this concludes our chapter. We will begin with new chapter in the next class. Have a good day.